What if everything you believe about yourself is a lie? Not a deliberate one, not even a malicious one, but a quiet, invisible deception, built slowly over time by your parents, your culture, your fears, and your need to be accepted. Carl Jung had a name for this false identity, the persona. It's the version of you that smiles when it wants to scream, that agrees when it feels resistance, that blends in when it was born to stand out. The persona is not your true self. It's a mask. And here's the disturbing part. Most people never take it off. They live and die wearing a face they never chose, convinced it's who they are. Jung didn't see the persona as evil. In fact, he believed it was necessary. We all need roles to survive in society. But the danger comes when you mistake the mask for the man, when your identity becomes a performance and you forget there's someone real behind the act. And so the question isn't whether you wear a mask. The question is, do you even remember who you were before you put it on? This is where your journey begins, not in discovering something new, but in remembering something ancient, something buried, something you've always felt but couldn't quite explain. Because beneath the persona lies another self, a self that's wild, shadowy, and unfiltered, and that self is waiting for you. There is a part of you that you hide, even from yourself. It whispers in the quiet moments. It rises when you're triggered, and when you lash out, sabotage your own happiness, or judge others. It's not random. It's your shadow. Carl Jung believed the shadow is everything you've repressed. Your anger, jealousy, shame, cravings, and even your buried strengths. It's the you that didn't fit into your persona. So you locked it away, but it didn't disappear. It grew in the dark. You see, the shadow isn't just your darkness. It's your truth. The emotions and instincts that didn't get permission to exist. And the longer you deny it, the more power it holds over you. Think about it. Why do you overreact to small things? Why do certain people trigger something deep and irrational inside you? It's not them. It's what they mirror, your unaccepted parts. Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You can't become whole by being good. You become whole by being honest, by facing the beast in the basement. Because here's the paradox. What you reject in yourself doesn't disappear. It controls you from the shadows, and until you face it, you are not free. Not truly. The journey isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. And to be real, you must make peace with the one version of yourself you've spent a lifetime running from. Your shadow is knocking. The question is, will you answer? There's a presence inside you that isn't you, but completes you. Carl Jung called it the anima and animus, the inner feminine in men and the inner masculine in women. These aren't gender roles. They are deep psychic energies that shape how you love, imagine, and evolve. And ignoring them comes at a cost. For men, the anima is the soul, your intuition, your vulnerability, your emotional truth. But if you've been taught to man up or silence your feelings, she becomes distorted. She appears in dreams, obsessions, projections, until you confuse lust for love or numbness for strength. For women, the animus is will, focus, and reason. But when it's suppressed or misdirected, it turns rigid, making her hard, angry, or disconnected from her inner compass. Jung warned, if you don't integrate these forces, you don't fall in love, you project. You chase ghosts that reflect your wounds. You become attracted not to people, but to your own missing pieces. The anima and animus aren't lovers. They are guides. They show you what you've left behind in yourself. To meet them is to reclaim your imagination, your creativity, your spiritual compass. But that's not easy. Because meeting your inner soul means letting go of control. It means listening to the dream, the feeling, the quiet voice that doesn't shout, but whispers truths too sacred to ignore. The real self is not rigid or divided. It's balanced, and when you embrace both sides of your psyche, not as enemies, but as allies, you begin to walk not as half a soul searching, but as a whole being, remembering. There comes a moment, a quiet, irreversible moment, when you realize you were never just a name, a job, a role, or a past. You were something more, something vast, something eternal. Carl Jung called this deeper truth the self, not the ego you protect, but the whole of who you are, the conscious and the unconscious, the light and the shadow, the masculine and feminine, all of it. The self isn't found, it's remembered, and it only reveals itself when you've stripped away every false layer. When you stop performing and start becoming. But here's the secret Jung discovered. Most people fear the self more than death. Because awakening means death. Of the mask. You must let go of who you thought you were to become who you really are. It's terrifying and liberating. You may lose friends, comfort, even your sense of control. But in return, you gain clarity, presence, and peace. No more chasing approval. No more silent wars with yourself. No more living someone else's script. Instead, you live from the center, from the self. And that is where true power begins. Jung once wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." So ask yourself now, have you been living or merely surviving? Have you met yourself or only worn versions of you the world accepted? The mirror can't show you the truth, but your soul can. And if you've come this far, it means one thing. The real you has always been waiting, just beneath the noise. The journey was never to become someone new. It was to remember who you were before the world told you to forget. And now that you've remembered, don't look away. One line. CTA, you are not who you think you are. You're far more than they ever let you believe.